Hi, Greg O'Rourke here. Welcome to FretDojo, which is all about mastery of fingerstyle jazz guitar. In this post, you're going to learn about how to turn charts with just single line melodies and chords, like this, into tasty chord melody arrangements that you can play with a band, and you'll also learn how to make a solo guitar version as well. I hope you enjoy this one, and if you want a handy PDF download of this lesson, including all the lead sheets and chord diagrams, click the link below. Alright, let's get into it. So the first step is to pick a suitable tune and transpose it to an appropriate key. So suitable tunes are, slow moving Broadway tunes or swing tunes like, Autumn Leaves is a good one, All the Things You Are, On Green Dolphin Street, and just find a tune that isn't too fast moving, especially if you're new to this. It'll make the process a lot easier. And then what you do is change it to a more suitable key. So especially on guitar, there's a few keys that work a lot better than others. So you need to get a melody that's high enough so that you can fit chord voicings underneath it, which we'll cover a bit later. So what we'll use for this video is a tune called Rochelle that I wrote for my lovely wife, and you can find the lead sheet for that on my website. So that's what we'll work on now. Okay, so now that you have your tune and you've transposed it to a workable key, it's time to learn the melody on the top two strings. So I'm going to play you a bit of this Rochelle chart now, but using the strings 1 and 2 instead of playing it more in a box position. So let's see how that looks. Okay, so we've come to the most important part of the process, which is applying chord voicings to the melody notes that you've just learnt on the top two strings. So if we take the first couple of bars here, we'll see that the tune goes like this. So we're in the key of F, so we're starting on a C on the 8th fret. Cool. Alright, so now let's have a look at the melody. If we look carefully at this, on the lead sheet, the first chord for the bar is an F chord, and the melody note is a C, so that means that this is a fifth of the chord that we're currently on in the chart. So let's see, I think this voicing would do it. Here we have a standard F major 7 voicing. We probably don't need that low C there, so I'm just going to take that out and not play that string. And we'll see if you can look there. I am holding the C with the bar, and this means that the F chord has the C on top. So all you do is pick key points in the tune and apply a chord voicing that has that interval as the highest note in the chord voicing. So this is very good, this chord voicing, because it has a fifth in the top, and so that matches this melody note really well. So let's see what that sounds like with the rest of the melody. Okay, if we go up to here now, if we go this one, another C, but this time we have an A7 flat 9 in the chord chart. So if we look carefully at that, this is a sharp 9 of an A7. So we need a chord voicing that uses a sharp 9 as the highest note. And this isn't exactly an A7 flat 9, this is actually an A7 flat 13 flat 9, but it happens to work really well because it has that sharp 9 on top. This is a very standard voicing, so I'll just hide my third finger so it doesn't look like I'm playing that one. Okay, so let's put that together and see what that looks like. Okay, so do you see the process? You need to choose a chord voicing with the interval of the melody note as the highest note in the chord, and then go through, and it's not like you have to harmonize every single melody note. You only need to, say do the first one of each bar at a key point in a chord progression or something like that to highlight the harmony. So now let's see what it sounds like when I apply chord voicings in this way to the entire tune to make a chord melody arrangement. Okay, let's give it a go. Okay, so now we're going to look at arranging for solo guitar. So let's have a look at, say, this A7 flat 13 flat 13 sharp 9 voicing that we were playing before. Now, a solo guitar arrangement, it's a bit trickier because you don't have the band behind you, especially that bass player playing those bass notes. So we're going to need to extend out this voicing a little bit, and all we need to do is, say, add this A bass note on the 5th fret there. And we've got a lovely sounding alto dominant chord there that's a bit more thicker that can be used for a solo guitar arrangement. So you basically just add a couple of lower notes here and there to the voicings, and maybe add a bit of comping in between the long notes. So I'll show you what I mean. If we say play from here, I might do that one there and put that low note in there. So I'll show that again. See, I did a little accompaniment figure, and then, and maybe I'd need to do a little lick here, just so that there's not too much empty space, and then so adding licks is really good, and also, you know, maybe putting in a bit of, like, if you've got a long note, you can do stuff like, stuff like that in the accompaniment part can fill out an arrangement quite nicely. Okay, so I'll play you an excerpt now of Rochelle as a solo guitar version using these techniques we've just talked about. Okay, let's have a listen. Okay, so that's about it. Obviously, this was a bit of a brief overview of how to arrange a chord melody on guitar, but if you head to my website via that link below, you'll be able to find much more detailed instructions on all the steps that I covered: transposing, finding a tune, apply what chord voicings to apply, how to understand the harmony. So yeah, head over there for all the good stuff. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I know that this is a topic a lot of people struggle with when it comes to learning jazz guitar, so I hope that this post has shed some light for you on this subject. And just a reminder, if you want to get a free PDF download of this lesson, click the link below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Fret Dojo. Peace. And for more fingerstyle jazz guitar lessons, tips, and free stuff, visit www.FretDojo.com.